I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. Man, it's a really hot, sticky one, guys. It's really hot. So it's very humid, and I got a couple of windows open. It ain't helping, but it's going to be a hot week ahead of us. Anyways, I want to throw out the mask wars. Yes, we are at war with masks. To mask or not to mask, that is the question that you might have to ask or ask yourself. So here it is, guys. I'm going to go to article scan here real quick. There it is, guys. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Only less than 20% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. And also, guys, don't forget to check out this story that's been heavily banned or shadow banned. 83 tons of fake gold bars. China counterfeiting scandal and fake condoms. You've got to watch that one. It's really good. And don't forget to set your reminders for all the mics in the nights. Okay, well, COVID face masks. Now, they're even calling it COVID face masks now. You see how the language gets adjusted as time goes by. They start changing, algorithmically moving the language around to suit the current situation or pandemic we're in. So COVID face masks, why masks are recommended in some countries, but not Australia. Countries have responded differently to COVID. And while face masks are considered essential for healthcare workers, there is no global consensus on whether they should be worn by the general public. Now, here's the deal with this whole mask thing. I spoke to a couple of doctors that have emailed me in the last, I don't know, since December of last year, the last week of December when we were covering the COVID here on this channel. Then we stopped covering it because the mainstream media jumped on it at the end of January, and they just made a mess of it, so we just stopped covering it here on the channel. But a lot of doctors did email me and say, you know what, masks not going to do nothing, like literally not going to do. If anything, it'll make the person that's wearing it more sick. That's what I was told. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, because I know for a fact that the people who are telling you what to do really don't know what they're talking about too. So, in Germany, not wearing a face mask in public attracts a hefty fine, while in the United States, the public have been asked to make their own cloth masks. So, should we be wearing a face mask, masks in mass in Australia? Earlier this month, Deputy Chief Medical Officer Paul Kelly said that while face masks were crucial for health workers, they are not recommended for the Australian public. Professor Kelly said even if supplies of masks were unlimited, he would not advise that everyone wear them. Using a mask incorrectly can actually make it more dangerous, Professor Kelly said. Epidemiologist Abar Chatgutati, a lecturer in international health in the UNSW, University of New South Wales, told the New Daily that unlike many other countries, Australia has so successfully contained COVID via measures including widespread of testing and social distancing that there is no need for healthy people to wear face masks in public. But it's very different. America right now is going through an election, so they're going to have to force it into mail-in ballots. So in America, COVID is going to be going through its second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10, how many waves possible. And if Donald Trump by chance gets reelected, guess what? The COVID is going to go into wave 56, wave 57. And the rest of the world is like, okay, how long do we have to keep this going? You know what I'm saying? So here it is from all over the world. Some Americans refuse to mask up. Rules, fines, and free masks will change that, experts say. So here it is. Many Americans have embraced the health officials' recommendation to wear masks in public, and those who refuse to mask up are likely to encounter increasing pressure in the coming weeks and months. So this is coming. Remember, there's an election in the States, right? If there wasn't an election in the States, we wouldn't have this problem. If Obama was still president, this problem wouldn't be happening right now because the media wouldn't be so pushing this agenda, right? There is a sizable minority of Americans who are skeptical. Ashish Janhawu, director of Harvard Global Health Institute, told U.S. Today that evidence in part by numerous viral videos showing shoppers flaunting mask rules. So they're following people. Look, mask up signs everywhere. Just as speeding and drinking and driving are dangerous, not wearing a mask during a pandemic is similarly reckless. It puts your and others' lives at risk. So they're playing it. They're playing that card. So they got to keep it going full blast in the country of origin where the virus originated from is completely clear of this problem. So it's kind of weird, right? Right. KFC birthday costs $18,000 in COVID fines in Australia. That's a heck of a birthday party to recall, said the Chief Commissioner Shane Patton of the Victorian Police. Officers were led to a house where they found people hiding in a backyard, a garage, and under beds. So a large takeout order from KFC in Australia led police to more than a dozen people hiding. More than a dozen. Ooh, there's 12 people hiding at a house at a party, and more than 26,000 Australian dollars in COVID fines, the authorities said on Friday. Wow. Yeah, really? What if it was your birthday, Chief Commissioner, and you had 12 people over? Giant Eagle says lawsuit over its mask policy is all wrong. Pittsburgh. Giant Eagle has responded to federal lawsuit by over 30 individuals who want the grocery store chain to drop its policy requiring face masks. The store says its policy protects the public and its frontline employees and fully complies with the law. Giant Eagle was one of the first grocery store chains in the nation to require all customers to wear masks to shop. So I was at a store the other day. I was going to go there and spend some money, and they said no mask, no service. I said goodbye, hasta la vista, and you take care now. New York City mom plans $10 million lawsuit against police after arrest for improperly wearing face masks. Wow. A New York City mom who believes she was wrongfully arrested for not properly wearing a face mask while on the subway platform intends to file a $10 million notice of claim against the city for excessive force, her attorney says. It's a pretty brutal video where it takes 8 or 9 police officers to hold this girl down and handcuff her and take her into custody. Very sad. Breaking news. This is something you won't see on every front page. This is from today. That's from today. From Rebel News, 73-year-old man shot, killed by Ontario police after dispute over mask. The shooting occurred. See, in Canada, you wouldn't imagine that you would have a shooting over a mask. In Canada, it would be more like in Australia, like a $30,000 fine. Like that would be Canada to me more is like about money grubbing, whatever they could get out of the person, right? That's what I see Canada more as, like more of like an Australia, to suck you dry, whatever they can. 73-year-old man is dead in police involved shooting after he refused to wear a mask in Ontario grocery store. The shooting occurred Wednesday morning after police were called to Maiden Value Mart after senior citizen refused to comply with the region's new mandatory mask rules. So the regions are bringing up these mask rules and making it mandatory. Oops, where were we? Okay. Ottawa Council passes, this is from yesterday, mask bylaw with fines of $200 for violators. So now people now in Ottawa that are not wearing a mask will be fined. The bylaw sees individuals contravening the act handed a minimum $200 ticket, and business operators facing a $400 fine with escalating amounts up to $100,000 should they continue to disobey orders. The city still applied to the Ontario Court of Justice for final approval on the said fines. It's already been approved. I already saw it. So there it is. $40 for many people is a lot of money. It's not an insignificant fine, he said. Yeah, people are broke. Everybody's house broke. People are working 3 jobs to cover their rent. Cities mandatory mask bylaw calls for fines up to $400. So this is in Canada. Bylaw officers won't be patrolling emergency and protective services, GM says. So they're going to be patrolling mask. Ye mask non-wearers beware. Crushing death and grief. And that's what's with tons of tickets of $200 to $400. Tourists in Spain caught not wearing mask, face fines, and some are furious. There it is. See there? Look at their fines there. Look at that. Holiday makers face fines of 100 euros from the start of the week if they are caught on the street without their noses and mouths covered. There it is. Wow. Oh, look at this mask. It's got a little, like a Darth Vader thing so you could feed yourself here. And St. Catharines, another place. Mask bylaw 101, what you need to know. So this was passed this morning. And it's, well, actually a couple hours ago, and it wasn't this morning. You know, how long will this bylaw go on? That's a question. First question, how long will this bylaw going to last? The mask bylaw is temporary, okay? There is no specific date, but it's not going to be permanent. Who has to wear the mask? Anyone working or visiting in an enclosed space or open public must wear a mask unless they are exempt. Okay. What if an employee in a store isn't wearing a mask? Employees do not have to wear a mask if they are protected behind or inside a physical barrier. Oh, okay. So, like, I guess it's like, I'm not going to say the V word on here. I see. They tell these big leaders tell all these people to get their kids the V injection, and they don't. And the big leaders don't even give the V injection or the remedies to their own kids. But they're allowed to go into social places even though they're not, because their parents are a leader. Or I hope you know what I'm saying here at the end, guys. Anyways, guys, the mask wars continue. I think the mask wars are going to go on for a while now. Again, it is an election year in the United States, and I'm going to see what they're going to have to do. They're going to see what they're going to have to do to get this rolling here. They're going to have to prolong this as long as they could until the elections so they could force mail-in ballots. And then Vegetable Joe will get elected president, and then we'll see what happens from there. I'm gonna move my stocks, what I'm in right now. I'm gonna move everything to oil overnight. If that happens, if the Democrats win, I think oil is going to be a really good investment. If this happens, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm looking forward to reading your comments, and looking forward to getting some responses on this. The mask wars. Where are you? Are you obligated to wear a mask? Here I'm not. In my store, I don't wear a mask. Nobody wears a mask in my town. Everything's pretty kosher here. Everybody got sick in December. Very bad here. And then we got a second wave in second week of January. And that was the worst one. That's all my kids had to go to the hospital. I couldn't breathe. I was in bed for a week, and then I was walking after a week. Finally out of bed and being able to breathe. All my organs were hurting every time I coughed because I coughed so much. Yeah, it was pretty bad, guys. And chronic diarrhea and vomiting, and it was just a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. I even got my will done in January. My will, yes, I got my will done, signed, sealed, and everything in January because I was so sick. And then my mom got it, my wife got it, then all my kids got it. Then all the kids at my kids' school got it, but the schools were still open for some reason, and there was no mask rule back then. Yeah. Look into the history of this, guys. You'll be very, very astonished how far back this goes in 2019. And no, it's not December. It goes way back into 2019. Comment below. Thanks for watching.